Howdy, friends. It's Steve DePoe with the Rose Realty team. Today, I want to talk about different types of home inspections you can get on your home. Now, those of you that have maybe bought in the state of Texas recently, you know, the standard home inspection where the guy comes in, we're talking about plumbing, roof, electrical, outlets, he checks the appliances, etc. But there are other inspections that you can actually pay for. You can actually order and pay for, depending on whether your house has some of these items or not. As an example, a chimney inspection, right? Now, some houses have chimneys, some don't, right? Depending on the layout of the stuff inside the house. So a chimney inspection is different levels. So the first one is just a visual inspection. Hey, does it still seem like it's straight? Are there any noticeable cracks or damage? Level two is they go up on the roof, they check the connection between the chimney and the roof, and then they also check the whole outside of the chimney. They're looking for cracks and marks and chips and those kinds of things. Level three, you don't want to get involved in level three. The level three is usually after some kind of catastrophic event took place, like like hurricane, tornado, fire, those kinds of things. And they basically start tearing down the chimney, checking it out, making sure it was done properly when it was constructed years ago. And then they go through a real rebuilding process. Septic systems. So here in Texas, probably it's around, and in the planned communities, it's all obviously it's also all city utilities. But a little bit further out, there's a lot of septic systems, and so your inspector will do a visual inspection, and then just to make sure it's working properly, flushing toilets, doing drains, that kind of thing. And he's looking for standing water. Okay, is there any standing water around that could indicate blockage or cracked pipes? On the other hand, a full inspection they would take off the cover, look inside. This is not a job that I want. Okay, they would look for see the water is flowing properly and to make sure there's no blockages through the septic system, in the leach field, etc. Swimming pools is actually probably a big one here in Texas. They're looking for safety features, for example. They're looking at the fences and the gates to see whether they're at code and whether you have any alarms or not, like alarm in case somebody fell in the pool, and there was a wave. Physical conditions. So they're looking at the interior finish, the pebble tack or the plaster, the tile coping, and also the decking that surrounds the pool. The pool equipment like the pump and the filter and the vacuum cleaning system. Accessories like the spa, if you have a cover, if you any kind of remote controls you may have, and water features. So if you have either fountains in your pool or you have waterfalls and that kind of thing. And then infrastructure in the backyard. So they're looking at the electrical to make sure the electric is all protected and working properly, that the plumbing is working properly, and that there's drainage around the pool and the drainage drains away from the pool, so that on a good heavy rain, it's not obviously coming into the pool. Well inspection. So again, just sort of like septic. Maybe the homes outside of planned communities, have well systems. And here we're talking simply water purity and water quality to make sure that that's up to standards and that's up to code, so that obviously everything is safe inside the home. And then a structural inspection. Now, your standard sort of home inspection that we would order when you purchase a house has a form of a home inspection, and your regular licensed home inspector can do a structural inspection. So they're looking on the outside, they're looking at the exterior walls, the foundation, the chimney, and the crawl space to make sure that any cracks that they may see are just kind of standard. not caused by settling or shifting of the soil, and that any chipping away of mortar or cement is sort of expected at this point, and nothing too radical. And then inside, we're talking windows and doors, and we're talking floors and ceilings and walls, those kinds of things. And there, again, we're talking about shifting foundation, big cracks in the walls, doors that don't quite fit correctly anymore, windows that can't open anymore, maybe due to shifting, those kinds of things, to make sure that number one, the house was constructed properly, and number two, we didn't have some kind of major kind of event, like earthquakes, or potentially even weather related, like like tornadoes or hurricanes, those kinds of things that could affect your foundation in your house in a negative way. So I hope that kind of gives you some food for thought once when you start thinking about buying that next house, and maybe some of the home inspections that you may be interested in. Obviously, for the vast majority of us, the sort of interior and exterior, the chimney, and potentially the pool, depending on the house that you're buying, is real important. Next week, we're going to talk about a topic that's maybe near and dear to a lot of people's hearts, is dealing with student debt when you're interested in buying a home. This is Steve DePoe with the Rose Realty Team. I'm out.